about these Epstein tapes. And that's why the guy who promised to fast track their release is instead giving the bird to middle-class, blue-collar laborers that work for Ford when they're asking why he's protecting pedophiles. Well, because he is one. He's one of them. That's why. The United States sent this carrier fleet, this strike fleet filled with battleships and fighter jets into the proximity of Iran, signaling that war with Iran is baked in. We're going to go bomb Iran. And so China responds by sending fighter jets into closed Iranian airspace, and they're not there to bomb Iran. So we're going to go to war with China and Russia and Iran, while at the same time we have aspirations to take Greenland, take Cuba, take Colombia. We already occupy Venezuela, and we're going to start bombing things in Mexico. So obviously there is going to be a need for young American blood to go and fight and die in every corner of the earth to watch their brothers and sisters be torn limb from limb and blown up by IEDs, where they take their last breath in some faraway land thousands of miles away from everybody who loves them, realizing that they've either been conscripted or drafted into a war that they wanted nothing to do with because they realize that they do nothing to benefit the national security or economic interests of their people or of their country. Nobody's going to be worried about the Epstein tapes. When we're fighting all over the place, why are we really fighting in these wars? These people have agreed to mutual self-destruction before they will be exposed for what they were doing to innocent children on tape, because there's a human aspect to this. And I've always said that when 8.5 billion people realize who's on those tapes and what it is that they were doing to these kids, the entire system comes crashing down. All of it. It burns to the ground. The empire of lies, the house of cards, it all falls. These people are completely exposed, and that's where we're at, and that's what we need. And now we're seeing the mutual self-destruction that these people have agreed to in order to prevent that from happening.
Welcome to Nothing's Off the Table, the show where politics, culture, and current events collide, and we say what everyone else is thinking. I'm Noel. This is my partner.
And I'm Roy 9G. Give us a like and subscribe.
Man, the Epstein. Maybe if we say it 3 times, the evidence will magically appear, all of it unredacted, and the people will have access to it. But yeah, my man was talking about these various wars. Remember, this is the person that said several weeks before he even got on his campaign to run for president of the United States that he was going to be the president that ended all wars. That's what he said. But to date, he has bombed parts of Venezuela, kidnapped their president, who's a wrongful president. He lost the election and he stayed there. This person is acting as if, well, not even acting. There are ships out in the ocean waiting. China has entered the building, and he is threatening war in other countries because their citizens are protesting, and those citizens, some of them that were protesting, were killed by their own government. Now, he really is in no shape to talk because there are people peacefully protesting here, and ICE has had numerous accounts of hurting people, of killing people, of rape, of folks being tortured in these prisons, of folks being lost. So that's like the pot calling the kettle black. But what we all know, or I'm not going to say all, a lot of us know, that he is doing everything in his power to distract away from the obvious, which is the fact that he and others, he is one of the many that have been documented in those Epstein files. So unfortunately, I think more things are going to happen. The closer they get, the worse she's going to act and act out.
Okay, see, I disagree with the guy's assessment, right? I think the Epstein file is just almost just another stain. I think this was gonna happen anyway. If they didn't remove the Epstein files, right? Based on Project 2025 and the dictator playbook they running, I think they would still be bombing and talking about taking over spots because they have to sow a certain amount of chaos to enable
lawlessness.
Yeah, to enable the government they kind of want to run, right? So I think the Epstein is just a thorn in their side to make them look worse than they already look, right? And I do agree, and I do agree in this sense what he says about the House of Cards falls down, meaning that if they really would release all these files just based on the things we've seen, right? Okay, you're not going to say, because that wouldn't be fair. You won't say that everybody that's pictured with Epstein is guilty of something, because that just wouldn't be reality, right?
Correct. That's not accurate.
But it'll also be crazy and insane for you to think that nobody that are in these pictures didn't participate, right?
Correct.
So you have to just, with rational assumption, believe that there are a percentage of men and women who you seen with him who were doing freaky stuff with minors.
Correct.
Just based on what you've seen already. Okay. So I think to a degree, if that all comes out, this false veneer that they've always tried to put in front of our faces about the government and people in power and what have you, a lot of things fall. A lot of people are going to look real stained. A lot of people are going to look real ugly, real despicable, right?
and they will need to.
And it will be harder to control it will be that much harder to control the uneducated masses.
Oh, because they would be so disgusted from being duped, and they would feel embarrassed, because I've seen some folks online and some still online. They just no, he didn't do that. That's the Democrats making up stories on blah 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 blah. Even though I can't even tell you how many times his name was referenced and mentioned in those files. The things that they did were despicable to children, and some of those teenagers and even young women. It was all despicable, and they should be held accountable, any and all individuals involved. And I would agree with you, just because someone has taken a picture with a person or been at a same event does not mean that they are guilty of. But what we do know is birds of a feather flock together, and
Absolutely.
And we know that Big Bird and the other bird were all flying in and around the same nest.
And if you look at the president's history, I mean, he has a mail order wife, basically. So it's not like it seems par for the course. Now, look, this is what, I've been incarcerated. And so it's interesting that, I've been around dudes with swastikas on their backs, on their necks and stuff, right? We'll be sitting right next to each other, right? Now, we could all have our differences about, ethnic things or racial context in life or what have you, but what's pretty much always agreed upon is that child molesters are the worst.
Absolutely.
This goes across any ethnic group of people or gang or peer group. It's like child molesters, all the worst. If nobody agrees on anything, we all agree on that. Yeah, they all agree on that. Okay.
Look, the only group that would probably disagree would be the group of child molesters.
That's it.
So if somebody is saying that, no, I don't agree with that, and those girls were appealing and they were acting older than they were.
You got to look at these people with side eyes, like, whoa, because this is universally agreed upon.
Correct.
No matter what group you are in.
Correct. That part. So at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, and in the middle of the day, release those Epstein files, all of them.
Right.
Unredacted. Now there are thousands out there.
Do you even expect to ever see the files at this point?
Oh, they're gonna come out. They're gonna come out.
When?
I'm gonna tell you, if they don't come out now and they come out after he gets impeached or after he's out of there, they're gonna come out. But when they do come out, he and whomever, all of those involved.
Why do you really believe he's gonna leave office?
Oh, I do. I think he's gonna leave office. I didn't say it was gonna be easy, but I do. He's gonna be out. He's not
willfully walking away from. That's not happening.
I don't care if he walks, crawls, or he's taken out in handcuffs. He's gonna leave.
We'll see.
We will definitely see. So on that note, let's get into our survival tip of the day. And this one is distinguishing evidence from allegation, which is on point for our conversation today about the Epstein files and the story that we saw. So when it comes to the Epstein files, not everything circulating online is a proven fact. So some things are court documents, some are allegations, and some are speculations layered with agenda. So why this is important is because court filings can include unverified claims. That is absolutely true. You can see names appearing. You could see charges. But what we know, and based upon a previous tip, propaganda thrives where people skip process and jump straight to conclusions. So this is how I want you to think about this. I want you to ask, is this a court filing? Is this a court ruling? Or is this a rumor? I want you to also look for primary sources, court records, sworn testimony. There are quite a few sworn testimonies out there and statements that have been taken. Official releases. Separate the name versus the charge, and also separate the accused versus the convicted. And make sure you think twice about those influencers who promise the truth they don't want you to know, but cite nothing. Because it's a whole lot of folks out there that get on that soapbox. The bottom line, truth will survive scrutiny, and propaganda will collapse under it.
All right. That's the survival tip of the day. Thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, share the channel. We out.
Welcome to Culpability, where taking charge of your personal safety is now in your hands. If you ever feel threatened, then use our SOS feature to instantly activate video and audio recording, ensuring your safety. Your emergency contacts are then immediately alerted with real-time links that include your exact GPS location. They can then see and hear everything in real time and offer immediate assistance in emergencies. More than that, you can also look for resources, post your daily experiences, and create safe private circles for your friends and teams to join on Culpability's socially responsible platform. It's everyone's responsibility to be responsible, so don't wait anymore and download Culpability now.